we need to be doing open bracket tournaments. And there's so many reasons here. And the way I want to connect this to what Protroid is saying is that going back to building narratives, right? Like we saw things like Pocky make this deep run from what you could consider as like the open bracket phase of the tournament with like these lower level players, like lower level challenger players. And that's something you can actually like draw a through line in the cast or like when you're looking at the event and say like Pocky came from day one, went on a tear, won 33% of the games, went bot for the rest of them, but who cares? He's in top 8 right now. Like that's really cool. These are things you can point to. But to talk about like the budgeting and like scheduling things, first off, budgeting. I don't know why we're not doing open bracket tournaments that we're not just subcontracting out to Aegis or Contingent or whoever, like these tournaments who are doing grassroots efforts. Why not just subcontract the work out to them? They already know how to do these large open bracket fields. They can handle the cast on their own if they have the budget. We spread it out to make the budget like go wider, where if these companies are given X amount of money to host this event, however they want to spend that budget, they can do. But it also would introduce an opportunity for those amateur casters to not have to undercut the top tier casters, but instead have a ladder they can climb up, show that they're worth a real day rate, and then find a way onto the broadcast by competing with these top level casters. To me, that's like it's an open bracket not only for the players but also for the talent. Like, why don't we have these systems in place? Obviously, I'm sure there are other logistical reasons, but anyone who's watched my content for a while knows I am a huge proponent of open bracket event. And when I hear this argument in particular, I always think just we don't have TFT is not a game that this sustains the majority of the population or the player base full time, even like at the competitive level. So I don't think that it should be a game that requires players to play full time in order to compete. And to me, that's like the main reason why open brackets should exist. The game isn't a very accessible game that typically does not require you to spend as much time grinding because the amount of like LP you can gain just by going 1-1-1-1 versus something like League. Like if we had these diamond and up open brackets where a diamond player can play for a month, get into this, get into their rank, and all of a sudden have like a clear roadmap to pro, or if there's like an up and coming caster who is moving from another game, spends a month boot camping TFT, like learns enough about the game that they want to give it a shot and they want to work for a low budget open bracket event. Like I just feel like the opportunities there are really important, and I wish we saw more of that.